to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Bradford's Vikings going up against Wilson's Seahawks. With that, let's get you up to Seattle. We're standing by our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. They come out here in the eye. On first down, Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin hadn't had a touchdown catch in 5 weeks. Until week 10, he had 3 of them. 6 catches, 3 of them in the end zone.
That's making up for lost time. And let's face it, the connection he established with Russell Wilson, especially beginning in 2015, continues on now. When things are tight and Russell Wilson is hemmed in, he's looking for number 89, and Doug Baldwin knows it, senses it, and finds a way to get open.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man. You can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
First down, this is Rawls. And he's brought down. 11 yards on the pickup, and it's good enough for a Seattle first.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. I always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
The tackle made there by Harrison Smith. 9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he's brought down after a good game. 23 yards on the play. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
And this offense often hinges on one of the best tight ends in the league, and that's Jimmy Graham.
I think he made up for lost time when he got to the NFL because in college, he was mainly a basketball player, a defender who couldn't score. Now he's flipped it around in the NFL. Every time he touches the ball, he's a threat to score.
2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
And it appears they'll go for it here on 4th down. A big call on the game's opening drive. Now Wilson. And it is incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this defense holds on the night's opening drive. So, Charles, they wanted 7 on that opening drive. They didn't want to settle for a field goal.
Felt like a tone setter. You know, that's what they were looking for because a lot of teams, they'll march it downfield, and when they kick the field goal, it almost feels disappointing, doesn't it? You have a nice drive. I think this team decided, guess what? No matter what, we're going for the 6. Try and put those points on the board and set them back on their heels.
But unfortunately, that mentality did not work out. Talking about the Viking ground game, when Peterson went down in week 2, there was a hope that someone would emerge for the Vikings, but really that hasn't happened.
And the optimism was high because they were playing so well. were saying, well, remember, AP wasn't playing so well in the beginning. Remember how teams held him down? But you and I both know, over the course of the season, Adrian Peterson's going to give you numbers. Right now, Jerick McKinnon, Matt Asiata, they're not able to. Part of that is the offensive line. They have a lot of injury.
Yeah, that is true. But those two guys, they combined for 29 yards in Week 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Anthony Barr coming in from that outside linebacker spot to bury him for a loss of 7. Now Wilson on second down. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
So the offense has it, 6-yard line, first and goal. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Only a yard that time, second and goal. And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
Xavier Rhodes is a cornerback who does not mind being physical. Whether he's covering passes or coming up in the run game, he's going to be there to make an impact.
Second and goal. Defense digging in again here. And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play. On third and goal, Wilson escaping the pressure right. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Andrew Sendejo. You know, Russell Wilson played so spectacular for Seattle in the win over New England, but let's talk about this defense and what you've seen from them.
It's one of the best defenses in the league, and it continues to be, and I know this for a fact because I've talked with the guys. You know what's most important to them on defense is leading the league in scoring D. They've done it for the last 4 seasons. Drives them crazy if they give up cheap touchdowns. And look what they did against New England. When pressed, a big goal line stand to win it. And Frank Clark has been a revelation on the defensive line, really filling in for Michael Bennett during his injury.
7.5 sacks this year so far for Clark. Now it's Lockett. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that.
Now the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jermaine Kearse, 61 yards. And the